What's going on, everybody? Continuing my countdown to Wasteland month-long series. My favorite Henenlotter film, and honestly, really one of my favorite sort of oddball horror films ever made. The classic basket case, and I actually have a special guest reviewer this time around. I didn't really ask for this person to be here, but he sort of insisted since he was in the movie. It's my little buddy, Belial. Yeah, what's up, man? This guy actually, I ordered this thing a long time ago from a website that I don't even remember what it was. I don't even remember what it was called. But I didn't read about the item very well. And it was really cheap, and I was really surprised because it's a resin, and resin, it is small, but resin figures and statues can be kind of pricey sometimes. It was like $12 total, and then when it arrived, I realized why it was so cheap. As you can see, the bottom here is blue. The whole thing was that. It was unpainted. It was an unpainted little, whatever you want to call this. So I had to paint it myself. So I did. I did paint it, but I painted it with acrylic, which probably wasn't the best thing to paint it with. I don't know, but I've sealed it with a sealant and stuff. So he usually sits in my case. But yeah, that's Belial hanging out with me. Isn't he cute? Anyway, all right, enough showing Belial. You just sit right there, buddy. Basket case. Really one of the best, like, out there sort of wacky, funny, gore. I mean, it really, to me, it has everything that I look for in horror movies. Movies in general. It's really odd. It has really strange characters. Like, I mean, Dwayne alone is an odd character. He's just a very odd sort of guy. Of course, Belial, duh. The people that live in the hotel, they're all sort of strange and off the wall. It also has this sort of, I don't want to say home video quality. I don't know. It just has this really weird, sleazy sort of feel to it, even though it's not like a sleazy movie. It just has that. It probably has to do with like the filming locations, and the way that they look and sort of feel. It's almost like you can just smell like the mildew in the bathrooms and the dust on the floor, and I don't know. I think it just has to do with the shooting locations and stuff. It has this sleazy feel. It's funny. It's funny intentionally, I think, and it's also funny not intentionally, especially with the stop motion animation, which I find to be hilarious and fantastic, and just something you don't see in movies anymore, probably because it does look so silly. It's extremely gory. I mean, a woman gets stabbed in the face with a bunch of scalpels, and it's just out there, man. For those few, again, who have not seen Basket Case, Dwayne comes to New York City with a basket. He goes into the Hotel Broslin, and he gets a room. Very awkward fellow, very tall, skinny, big hair. Sort of seems very sort of quiet, reserved, nervous. And everybody wants to know what's in the basket. Well, when he gets upstairs, you find out it's his little brother Belial, who happened to be attached to him when they were children, and a bunch of whacked out doctors decided to separate them. Belial survived. Dwayne put him in a basket, and now they're on the search for these doctors for revenge. I really just love to show this little thing. I don't know why. Not because of the craftsmanship of painting that I did, just because it's just so funny. It's just a little Belial. I don't know. Anyway, so they're on the road for revenge. Um, and they get it, but Dwayne gets a little sidetracked. He meets another very sort of odd character, a receptionist at one of the doctors that is responsible for the separation. Dwayne meets and sort of falls for. She's very odd. She wears a wig, but she actually had to wear a wig. If you watched any of the behind the scenes stuff, she was actually in a punk rock band and she had no hair. She shaved her head. So they made her wear a wig, but it's very obvious that it's a wig, and I think there's some scenes where the wig's a little cockeyed. Um, so that adds just another odd character to the whole thing. And Belial gets jealous. This woman is, taking away his best friend and his caretaker, and of course things end up badly. With one of the greatest, one really great ending, I think, to a horror film, especially on their budget. I mean, this thing is just, you can tell it was sort of a labor of love. I mean, they really did a great job with what they had, and didn't really try to make it anything it wasn't. I mean, it's about a Siamese twin in a basket killing people. And that's what it is. Let's not take ourselves too seriously, and let's have fun with this thing. And that's what he did. And, for all those reasons, it's one of my favorite horror films. It's up there in the top whatever. I'm really bad at choosing, like, favorites. Whenever I do these contest videos and stuff, it's very hard for me to. Because a lot of times it's like, hey, pick your favorite whatever, and it's really difficult. I don't have a lot of, like, I can't sit here and say, this is my favorite slasher film, or this is my favorite zombie film. It's very hard for me to pick a favorite. I have like a group of favorites, and that's sort of, I can't really pick on number one out of any sort of group of style of movie or anything. But this is one of my favorite horror flicks of all time, for sure. It's just so wacky and out there. There is not, I guarantee, there's not another film like Basket Case. Basket Case it's an individual. It is in a league all by itself, and I don't think it can ever be topped as what it is, because I don't think you can really recreate something like this. Not the feel that this thing has. And luckily, this is maybe luckily, we'll see what happens, but this is out on Blu-ray now, I think, actually, which I'm sure they will have at Wasteland, and I'm definitely going to pick up because I would love to just see what this is going to look like in high definition. It could be a train wreck, or it could be awesome. Who knows? I do have a feeling that with a lot of these older, low-budget horror flicks, with a lot of effects, a lot of times the effects sort of, high definition does not do well in hiding special effects. It sort of takes the cover off, and you get to see some of those low budget effects in high definition, and they become very effectish. You can see a lot of makeup, and you can tell where the appliances begin and end, and it sometimes can kind of ruin effects on high definition. But don't know. But I have to see. Definitely going to pick it up though. I'm hoping that it's not just they're not just dumping everything this onto the Blu-ray. I'm hoping there's some new features on it as well, even though this does have some pretty good features. Audio commentary, outtakes, behind the scenes footage, the thing that I like the most on it is the video short. It's just In Search of the Hotel Brooklyn, which is basically Henenlotter and his friend R.A. the Rugged Man, who's produced Bad Biology and is also some sort of like really famous underground rapper. I don't know. I've heard a couple of his songs. They're okay. But they basically do like a location, this is what it looks like now type of thing, which is pretty cool. Radio interviews, Basket Case radio spots, and clips from Beverly Bonner's comedy cable TV show, Beverly Bonner's Laugh Track. But yeah, Basket Case. It's awesome. It also has this inside. I've had this DVD forever. Little booklet inside, which is cool. But anyway, now I'm just sort of rambling on. So, that's that Basket Case. So for me and my little buddy Belial here, we will see you next time. Have a good day.